Recently, Mr. TJ Kirk, who is called the Amazing Atheist, has been involved in some controversial issues involving race. He was having a fight with a patheos.com blogger who called him a racist and said that atheists have a lot of racism in their movement. But before I get into any of that shit, I just want to address some feedback that I received for a previous video. It was called Advice to Bigots, Racists, and Islamophobes, I think. I can't be bothered checking. But I got a whole bunch of feedback to that. Some of it was just stupid. Honestly, if you just want to leave feedback, calling me names or being a cunt or whatever, I don't care and I'll just take the piss out of you. But somebody brought up this book. John Ronson, So You've Been Publicly Shamed. I just happen to own this book and I've read it. And they were like, well, if you read John Ronson's book, you'll see that being called a racist actually has quite an effect on somebody's life. And yeah, I've read it, got it here. But the main example that this guy uses in this is this woman. Justine Sacco had a tweet that said, "Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white." Which, I mean, it's distasteful, but I don't think it should destroy your life because you made a joke about AIDS. And then everybody said, well, she's a horrifically bad person, and she's just the worst person who's ever existed, and she should be destroyed. And I totally agree that public shaming is wrong. I do not agree with it. She was just a random person on Facebook who was making a joke. She shouldn't have her life destroyed over that. If you want to say that somebody else's joke or somebody else's tweet is racist or wrong, do it. But you don't need to do it multiple times. You just need to say it once. You don't stalk someone, you don't harass somebody. And she was harassed and mistreated, and I totally agree. But it's different in the case of TJ Kirk because he is a controversial online commentator. He gives strong opinions about race. If he can't take some feedback or some criticism about that, then why does he do what he does? He should just quit. He can't handle people saying, hey man, that's pretty fucking racist. However, if people are systematically trying to shame him or destroy his life based on this, that's wrong. But if some people are just saying, hey cunt, you're a racist, no problem. People call me all kinds of names, just get the fuck over it. That's life. But don't publicly shame. This kind of thing, don't do that. Anyways, everybody knows that the Amazing Atheist, or TJ Kirk, is a badass edgelord. He says whatever the fuck he wants, he doesn't care about anybody's opinion, he's just a total rebel, and he's amazing. Except when it comes to Steve Shives. Steve Shives is a feministy YouTuber who a lot of people hate because he blocks them, and people get angry because he has a different point of view, but he doesn't seem willing to engage. His justification for that is he just gets a lot of hate, and it's not really worth listening to because it's just negativity. But TJ is convinced that Steve Shives is trying to take down TJ's channel, and the way I feel about that is I don't think it's a good idea. And the reason that I think it's not a good idea is it's going to lead to an escalation. It's just going to lead to people trying to take down each other's channels. And I think we need to accept the fact that YouTube is a cesspool of ignorance and stupidity. It's reflected in the comments. It's reflected in which YouTubers are popular. It's reflected in the YouTubers themselves. I know some people don't like me and they'll say, well, you know, Tim is a good example of a terrible YouTuber who's ignorant or something, but my perception is ignorance is rampant on YouTube, and it is one of the worst places in the entire world to have interesting discussions about things, because you generally just encounter a fuckload of ignorance and tribalism and people telling you how bad you are without even, listening. They don't care what you actually think. I try the best I can to actually listen to people, but especially on YouTube, it's fucking difficult, I gotta tell you. I was quite interested in how TJ was having this racial conversation and being called racist by this patheos blogger. So I went back and I watched some of his videos, and I kind of realized that TJ as well is very ignorant. Eventually, I thought I don't even have to respond to his videos, I just need to play his videos back to back and edit them a little bit, and he can just argue with himself because he doesn't really know what he's talking about. So here it is, TJ fighting himself.
Recently, the amazing atheist, the popular YouTuber TJ Kirk, answered 20 questions black people asked in a video. His answers were proudly, ignorantly racist. Even the KKK is better than him. Why? Because I pointed out some fucking statistics you don't like? Because I pointed out that maybe white America doesn't have to constantly sit there going like, how can we help black America out? How can we help them? How can we make society less racist? So they can claim the atheist circuit as a safe space for their racism and drastic misinterpretations of black culture. I love how he says that we're misinterpreting black culture as he misinterprets the atheist community. You don't care about ending discrimination against atheists. You don't care about fighting back against regressive religious ideologies which say that women don't have the right to control their own bodies, which say that gay people are sinful and at worst deserve to be stoned to death, at best deserve to be viewed as second-class citizens. You don't care about all of the fucked up, horrible shit that's justified in the name of these holy texts because your fucking whiny victim cult is more important. I'll be honest with you, if I hate anything about black culture, it's that it's such a victim culture, almost a victim cult. Our Lady of perpetual victimization. Every unfairness that exists in your lives is the fault of white people or society stacked against you. You might as well just tattoo "it's because I'm black, isn't it?" to your fucking foreheads.
White people, do you know what gentrification is doing to black neighborhoods? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, it's making them look nicer and fixing the economic slumps created by the high crime and poverty rate in the black community. I know, it displaces lower income residents. Well, let's see. What would I rather have? A slum filled with thugs who would probably shoot me as soon as look at me, or shops, cafes, restaurants, hotels, and apartments? Opportunities are not just being thrown their way because they're fucking white. No one's going to the fucking hillbillies in Appalachia and saying, "Hey, you guys are white, how about some lucrative business opportunities?" No. They're fucking broke. They live in economically depressed fucking areas. And they're white. And there's more white people who are connected to economically viable, successful areas. So if you do happen to fucking, I don't know, lose your shirt somewhere like that, you have a good chance of building yourself back up because there's money around in the economy that's just waiting for you to figure out some way to get it. But if you're a poor black person living in the ghetto, or you're a poor white person living in a trailer park, or living in a fucking ramshackle old hovel somewhere in the fucking hills, then yeah, you don't have any opportunity either. You don't have much in the way of opportunity yourself. Nobody wants to know him.
Nobody wants to talk to him, walk with him, be seen with him.
could have made that longer. He's consistently contradicting himself on all the points he makes. He says, gentrification is bullshit and I don't care about it, and then he lays out how gentrification actually matters, what it means, and how it's hurting black people. So I think until he actually is willing to read things and actually know what he's talking about, this debate is kind of fruitless. However, to go back to the original point of this video, I think trying to shut down somebody else's channel is pointless and it's stupid, and I don't think you should try to do it. I would never condone anybody who watches my videos to, for example, go downvote videos. I recently made a video about Sargon of Akkad, and I got downvoted just because, like, his fans can't deal with the fact that I'm saying anything about Sargon. And I think just because I don't like TJ, I think he's ignorant, I don't know if he's racist, I can't read people's souls, I just think he's stupid, you know, and I don't mean that in an insulting way, I just, like, literally just think that. I would not try to take down his channel, and I don't think that Steve Shives can prove TJ is bullying people and trying to break the terms of service of YouTube. I don't know if there's any evidence of that. Fans of people who are idiots are everywhere. They're all over the fucking place. It doesn't matter who the person is. You can't shut down their channel because of that. And I also know Jenny McDermott tried to get in on the action, but I feel like she just wants to be involved. And her channels have been taken down, which I think is weird. Because if you don't care about this revenge, why would you try to take down Jenny's channels as well? So I feel like I'm one of the only people in this situation who is not a hypocrite. I always have the same point of view, which is people should just be able to say what they're going to say. Whether it's Steve Shives, whether it's atheism is unstoppable, trying to block people, whether it's Jenny McDermott. She should get to say what the fuck she wants. And also, Jenny McDermott should not try to take down people's channels. It's like, oh god, why is YouTube so shit? It's terrible. So, I don't stand with Steve when it comes to this action. I think TJ is an ignorant butt who's stupid, and I think Jenny McDermott should stop trying to get involved because she wants attention, and I'm also kind of sad that her channel was taken down because that's not really fair. And I think this blogger had some good points. I'm sorry, TJ. Read a book.